Once upon a time, in the peaceful kingdom of Liora, Snow White lived happily in a small cottage near the singing river. She had returned from the palace long ago, choosing to live a quiet life with the animals and her dwarf friends. Her heart was kind, her spirit gentle, and though she had faced betrayal from her stepmother, the evil queen, she chose peace over pain. Yet deep within the mountains, Queen Malvera still clung to her envy. Banished from the throne, her heart had grown colder. One day, she discovered a forbidden spell, a charm that could make the entire kingdom forget Snow White's goodness. "Let them remember only my beauty," she hissed, summoning dark magic with her crystal wand. That evening, as stars blinked above, Snow White felt the wind shift. The trees no longer whispered her name, and the animals she'd once healed ran from her shadow. In town, villagers turned away. Something had changed. "I must find the truth," she said quietly. She journeyed to the mirror grove where the enchanted mirror of memories rested. The mirror showed not faces, but hearts. When Snow White stood before it, her own reflection appeared, still warm and bright. But beside her, the image of Malvera glowed, cracked and full of sorrow. The mirror spoke in a voice like wind, "Only forgiveness can break the spell." Snow White's hands trembled. "Forgiveness, for what she did?" "She suffers more than she shows," the mirror whispered. "Heal her heart, and yours shall be healed too." Though afraid, Snow White nodded. She knew pain couldn't be erased with more pain. So she set off through the enchanted forest, past moonlit meadows and thorny trails, until she reached the Shadow Tower, where Malvera lived in isolation. Inside, the queen was not the grand figure Snow White remembered. Her crown was tarnished, her eyes dim. She sneered. "You've come to punish me?" Snow White shook her head. "I've come to forgive you." Malvera staggered. "Why?" "Because I see who you could be, not just who you were." At her words, light poured into the tower. The spell cracked. The wind outside changed direction, birds sang again, and in villages across Liora, people remembered Snow White, not for her beauty, but for her kindness. Malvera fell to her knees. "What have I done?" Snow White lifted her gently. "You can still choose love." From that day on, the queen gave up her magic and helped rebuild the village garden, planting seeds of peace. Snow White became a symbol not of revenge, but of redemption. And the garden of forgiveness bloomed where the shadows once ruled. Rainbow moral? Forgiveness is stronger than revenge. It doesn't erase the past, but it heals the future.